Hello and welcome to this PLL reunion chat. I'm so excited to be here. I hope that the visual is okay. I've got both windows open simultaneously, so I'm trying to have a look. It's a little bit blurry. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? If you can, fantastic. It's a little more clearer in my one, but I think that YouTube is clearer today than it was yesterday. So if you can confirm that, that will be great for me. Tonight, we are discussing a show that has plagued a lot of us for quite a few months, and then suddenly we just, or at least for me, I just forgot about it and moved on with my life. And I think now is a good time to come back and start talking about it. I am, of course, talking about Pretty Little Liars. And I mean, how could I not be? This show is what brought most of us together. This show kept us on the edge of our seat for so long with theorizing and, watching what the girls were going through every week and what A or AD or Uber A or whatever kind of A, they're coming up with was going to come up with each and every single week. And tonight we get to revisit and rediscuss all of that. If there is anything in particular that you would like to talk about with Pretty Little Liars, please let me know in the comments section. My hair is just frizzing up, which I don't like, but that's okay. We will deal with that. Please let me know and we will get on to discussing that. So let's cross over to the room, see who's here, and start this discussion, shall we? So I can see that President A is in the room. Hi, President A. I think that it might take a little while for some others to come along. That's totally fine. And, we'll talk to those people when they come into the room. Maria Ann is here, and she says, what happened to calling it the show that must not be named? Good one, Maria Ann, and hello, and thank you for being here. Yeah, so I think I finally got into that stage where I got over that really disappointing finale, and I decided to just, call it Pretty Little Liars for this one night. I'm just taking this one night off to celebrate AD. Well, not necessarily celebrate AD as much, because we all know what my feelings were about AD, but to celebrate the show that was. I guess the show that was prior to the finale. Anyway, Maria O'Connor is here. She says, hi, Francois, looking forward to the chat. Thank you so much for being here, Maria. Okay, so while everyone else is rolling in, I thought a great way to start is to start off by talking about the A's that were in the show. And if there's anything else that you guys want to talk about specifically, you know the drill, just comment below and let me know. So obviously for the first, I think it was like 2.5, 3 seasons, something like that, we were all trying to figure out who the first A was. And I had never read the books, so I was certainly going into this show blind, and I had no idea who A was. It really could have been absolutely anyone. And then, of course, we got to that wonderful scene with Spencer and Mona at, was it like A's lair or wherever? And we found out, of course, that the very first A was Mona. And this is what really made Pretty Little Liars for me. It was the best A reveal that we had, especially when I consider the subsequent A's that came after that. And the, well, poor excuses for A's, if you'll forgive me, like Shana. I really don't consider Shana to be A. I think she was just, I don't know, being a rebel and trying to get revenge for Jenna. But when you look at, say, Cece and Alex Drake, I certainly feel like Mona was the reason that I kept watching this show and continuing to try and give Marlene a chance every single week. But I want to know what you guys thought of all of the A's, starting, of course, with Mona, but also including, of course, Cece and Alex. Now, as we remember, the second reveal was, of course, Cece. And I was a little disappointed when they revealed Cece to be, I guess you would say, Uber A. It was just a bit weird. We didn't really, I mean, we knew Cece, so unlike Alex, we at least knew her, but we didn't know her as well as Mona or the girls or other characters that we'd come to know. So for me, I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be Cece. There were rumors going around that it could have been her, but I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be Cece. And then, of course, it ended up being her with the line that we will never forget. It's just never going to leave my mind. Don't be so dramatic, Ellie. So that was very disappointing. Me going from, who is it, who is it, who is it, to, oh. But anyway, then, of course, came the third and final big reveal, which, plagued me for the longest time, and it's so funny that I can now look back on it and just laugh about it. But of course, that being Alex and saying, hello, would you like a sedative? And all of that stuff that we all discussed back in the day. But I'd love to know what you guys thought about that. I'd love to know if you missed the show. Hey, if you could have the chance to have another season of Pretty Little Liars, would you do it? Would you prefer it over The Perfectionists? Who knows? Are you happy that it's done? Would you compromise with a movie? Who knows? There was obviously talk about a movie at some stage, and I can see that I am getting even more blurry. So before I get into that, please let me know if you're having trouble seeing me, and if it's way too distracting, I'm more than happy to make this an audio version. I had everything fixed last night and it was all working perfectly, and tonight it just doesn't seem to want to work for me, which is a little bit annoying, but just let me know. Now, I don't know, oh, sorry guys, the chat wasn't automatically updating for me, but it has now. Maria Ann says, I feel like they made the show too predictable, that it made people guess because they were like, no way, it couldn't be them. I missed the earlier seasons of PLL. Well, I completely agree with you, Maria Ann. I missed the earlier seasons as well. I feel like the further we went into the series, the more complicated everything just became. As I give a very big shout out to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. But yes, definitely they made the show, you know, predictable. But, you know, I think, like, I understand what you're saying. And so therefore, you know, when they came up with Cece and when they came up with Alex, there was just, well, more Alex. There was no way we could have guessed that it was Alex. Although, whoever came up with that theory that Spencer had a twin, bravo to them. I was really disappointed with it. As you guys know my saying, no twins. But there's no way I would have thought about it myself had I been cut off from the internet world. That is for sure. President A says, I would have ended PLL in a movie. Yeah, I think that would have been a really good idea as well. I don't know why, but in my mind, they had a movie where they all went to like Paris or something. And obviously that didn't happen. I mean, look, I think that if Marlene wanted to do a PLL movie, she still could, but I just think the way the finale went, it won't be as popular as it would have been had the finale, had the final reveal of AD been someone different. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I certainly would have been up for a movie as for the ending to be a movie, that's for sure. Maria O'Connor says, I would love a movie as a backstory to the so many unanswered questions. Oh, what a great idea, Maria O'Connor. Oh, I would love that too. Because do you guys remember how I was saying that there was going to be some after show or whatever with the 4 girls and Marlene was going to answer all of the questions, and, you know, we were going to, you know, find out all the answers. And then we got to this after party and we learned nothing new at all. So there was so many questions that just went unanswered that it was quite ridiculous. So Maria O'Connor, I completely agree with you. Tori's, yeah, that crazy chick Tori. I like that, Tori. Tori says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. No problems, Tori. You're not that late at all. Anything you guys want to talk about with Pretty Little Liars, comment below and let me know. It is so great to be back to talking about PLL. As much as it really upset me, the finale really upset me, it's just good to go back in time and be back in that situation where we're talking about the show again. Sarah says she wouldn't do a movie because then she would actually have to put effort into answering questions in a movie. That is very true, Sarah. That's a very good point. These comments are flying by, which is lovely. Maria Ann says, oh my God, I was just about to say they should have done a movie in a different country. I was thinking Rome. Yeah, Rome would have been great too. And I think that's what a lot of us were thinking, was if they do a movie that it would be set outside of America. So it would have been really interesting to see them somewhere else. And obviously we saw Spencer in London, or well, somewhere in England anyway, when she was going for that interview at, I think it was Oxford or something. So we saw that, but it wouldn't be the same as doing a movie that's set somewhere outside of America. So I think that would have been very interesting. But like Maria Ann also says, good point, Sarah, and I completely agree. It is a very good point. Marlene has so many questions to answer, and I think just right now she's sort of done with answering all of those questions. President A says, I would have liked Alex Drake as A if we heard more about Alex in season 6 and 7. Yeah, yeah, look, I completely agree. We didn't know Alex, and I think that was the most disappointing thing. And a lot of people, whether they liked the reveal or not, even if they liked the reveal, I'm trying to say, even they validated that. Like, they understood that people were disappointed because we didn't know who Alex Drake was at the time. And people were theorizing what AD meant. I had a really great theory during the final season of someone saying that AD stood for after death. So it could have been like Charlotte coming back from the dead. I thought that was a great idea. I'm glad it wasn't Charlotte, but I do think that would have been a better reveal than Alex Drake. But anyway, I do agree with you, President A. Had we gotten to know Alex, you know, it certainly would have made for a better reveal because we were invested in the character. Maria O'Connor says, having read the books, sorry, everyone's just flying by. Having read the books, I felt that there would have been a twin twist, and of all the cast, Troyan was the best option to play two roles, in my opinion. Yeah, so obviously, Maria O'Connor, as I said earlier, I have not read the books, and I still haven't read them. I've heard, I think, about half an hour of an audio version of the first book, but I hadn't read the books, so I did know that A was, and I think we can safely reveal this now in the books, A ends up being Allison or Allison's twin or something like that. So yeah, that makes sense that you would think that. And I do agree, like if I look at it from an actress point of view and the fact that Troyan got to play AD, I do appreciate that. But it's just from a character point of view that I did feel quite let down with that one. But I do agree with what you're saying about Troyan, for sure. And yeah, I hope you've all seen Feed, by the way. I saw it very soon after it came out, actually, and really enjoyed it. So much fun. If you're a Pretty Little Liars fan, Troyan Bellisario is the main character. And if you are a Harry Potter fan, I don't remember his name in real life, but the guy that plays Draco Malfoy, he's actually in it as well as a main character. So much fun because I love both Harry Potter and Pretty Little Liars. So that was a real treat for me. Tori says, if they would have connected Alex Drake to Spencer's wig in season 5, I would have been happy with it. Yeah, exactly. If there had been some sort of connection or something to make us realize that, you know, this person existed in the first place, it would have been fine. And I think that Marlene would have known in the end that we were theorizing. Like, so many people were theorizing, and the only explanation she can give me that would work would be we wanted to come up with someone that no one could theorize about, and so that's why we come up with Alex. Still, that's disappointing for me because I think fans would have much preferred that it was someone they had theorized about, so they could go, "Yay, I got it right," rather than going, "Oh, this is someone I didn't theorize about because I didn't know them." So, yeah. President A says, what is everyone's most frustrating question about PLL, not A related? Oh, President A, there are so many. How much time do you have? But if I was going to give you one, the one that's off the top of my mind right now is about the mums escaping the basement. I think we were given some sort of an answer, but it really didn't gel with me. It was sort of a throwaway answer. So I would like to know a little more detail about what happened with the mums getting out of the basement. But yeah, what do you guys think? I'd love to hear the answer to that one. It's a very good question, President A. Maria Ann says, it's a family reunion up in here. Woo, woo. I love this. Yeah, I love it too, Maria Ann. It's so cool. I was so happy when PLL reunion was voted as the one for tonight. I just went, yay, it's like going back in time. So it's just so awesome. Sarah says, I'd have been okay with the twin thing too, if they put more effort into the backstory of the twin and related her back to earlier seasons. Yes, Sarah, I 100% agree with you. Not only was the reveal bad, not only was the reveal of it being Alex bad, but the backstory just really wasn't good. It was just really terrible writing. But there you go. But I will say this, I'm glad that it wasn't Marlene, because there were some rumors that floated around towards the end that Marlene King could have been AD. That would have upset me, to be completely honest. Okay. Tori says, Bethany is my most frustrated question. Yes, Bethany Young. Oh gosh, so much that still needs to be answered about Bethany and what the heck was going on there, and why did we waste all that time on Bethany? It just doesn't make sense. And what about the I always used to bring it up, the thing that was in the barrel? God, that barrel frustrated me for so long. And then I think they end up saying that it was an animal carcass or something. It's like, are you serious? You made such a big deal for nothing. But I completely agree with Bethany. They went on and on and on and on and on about Bethany for, well, practically no reason. She was just something to fill in episodes, which is really frustrating when you think about it. Tori's saying everything, Bethany. Yes, completely agree. Okay, where are we? Maria O'Connor says, yes, I think they really could have tied Alex into the past seasons to give better explanations as to why she became AD. Yes, Maria O'Connor, I completely agree. Maria Ann says, yeah, why bring so much attention to Bethany? Exactly. It just doesn't make any sense. And, you know, it was very much for me a letdown when I found out that Bethany really didn't matter at the end of the day. She just really didn't matter. She was just filler, and they strung it along for so long for no reason. Why couldn't, and you know what, I didn't want it. I really didn't want it. But in hindsight, knowing Alex Drake was AD, why couldn't Bethany Young have been AD? It would have been a much, much better reveal than Alex Drake. But there you go. Tori says, Feed is such a great movie. Loved it. Yeah, exactly right. Feed was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend that you do. It deals with anorexia and just, you know, having an eating disorder, which is something that relates to Troyan. And I believe that Troyan wrote the script and she either produced or directed it, one of the two, as well as starring in it. And I love Troyan anyway, but the film was just really, really good. And I know that there are times where we look at films and say they were good because it had this actor or this actress, but the actual film itself was mind-blowing. It was fantastically done. Sarah and Maria Ann are both saying Tom Felton. That's right. That's the guy that played Draco Malfoy and the guy that was in the film with Troyan. Yeah. So he's a fantastic actor as well. And I'm glad that they chose him to do that film. Tori says, Marlene stated that they were always planning on Ren being AD, but then they couldn't get him scheduled, so they made him Emoji. Yeah, so I remember Marlene saying that, and I have to admit that that really disappointed me. Like, if you knew you couldn't get him scheduled, but you did have him for a certain amount of time, why not just film him as AD? Why are we wasting all this time filming whatever they did film with Ren? That to me just doesn't make sense. And then, you know, as much as I didn't want Ren to be AD, killing him off the way they did, because you know he's in a little hope diamond in her on Alex's necklace, was just ridiculous. You know, or why not just extend the filming period? I mean, just try and find a way to make it work, Marlene. It would have disappointed me, but I know a lot of people out there would have absolutely loved if Ren was AD. So yeah, I do remember her saying that, and it's disappointing that they weren't able to go through with that. Where are we? President A says, mine is a two-part question. Excellent. Who was Lucas's girlfriend in season 5? Yes, very good question, because he kept saying he had some girlfriend. He said it to Hannah. Like, did he have a girlfriend, or was he just lying, I don't know, to look good in front of her? Who knows? And who met up with Mona, Jenna, and Sydney at the park? Yeah, the park picnic table. Exactly right. So I remember when I wrote my alternative ending that I made that. Who did I make it? Oh, now I don't remember. Lucas. I made it Lucas in my story because I felt like it made the most sense that it was Lucas. But yeah, who do you guys think it was? Certainly let us know. That'd be interesting. Maria Ann says, yeah, I read about Ren 2. Would have been better than Alex. Guess he would be getting revenge for Spencer breaking his heart or something. Yeah, exactly. It would just make a lot of sense. And wasn't there something that Ren wrote on the wall of that psychiatrist's office that was with English spelling rather than American spelling? I don't remember what it was, but I think a lot of people were putting it on that, saying, you know, if you look at the way he's spelling certain words, or AD, Uber A, whatever, is spelling words, they're being written in the English way, so that makes it look like it is Ren. Yeah, but there you go. Where are we? Sarah says, yeah, I truly thought Bethany was so much more part of it. I'm still sad AD wasn't Aria with like a split personality or something. So yeah, I'll talk about the Bethany part first. I completely agree, like I said. yeah, they strung us along for so long for absolutely no reason. And they strung us along for so long that I remember so vividly the conversation of Arya and that girl in Radley, and I don't remember her name, but how she was talking about Custard the horse. That will never leave my mind because they just kept talking about Bethany and Custard and Jessica, and it was all just for no reason. Like, what the heck? Yeah, still being mad that AD wasn't Arya with a split personality. I would have loved if one of the liars was AD. I was watching an interview with Troyan 2 nights ago that was done prior to the finale airing, and they were asking her about theories of AD, and she said the most crazy theories that I'm hearing are that it's one of the girls, because why would one of the girls be torturing themselves? But, you know, I think that making it one of the girls would have been the best thing they could have done. It would have been such a massive betrayal. It just would have been fantastic. Obviously, for me personally, I wanted it to be Mona. You guys know that. I love my queen Mona. And I was happy with the ultimate ending of Mona capturing Mary Drake and Alex. But I would have been quite okay with it being Arya. I think it would have been great if it was Arya. There you go. Tori says, I always thought Ren should have been Charles. Yeah, I agree with that completely. I definitely think Ren should have been Charles. It would have made a lot more sense than what they did with Cece. I have no issue with the transgender thing. You know, it was a perfect platform to discuss it. So, you know, that was great. But I completely agree with you. Ren made a lot more sense than Cece did. So, agree. President A says, speaking of PLL cast members, movies saw, PLL cast members, movies, he saw Truth and Dare with Lucy Hale, and it was a really good movie. Yay! I'm glad it was a really good movie. I saw how do I say this? A soundless preview. I was watching a preview, but I didn't have the sound on. And from what I saw of the soundless preview, it looked really, really good. So it's certainly something that I would love to see. And as soon as I can, I definitely will go and watch that as well. But thanks for the tip there, President A. Maria Ann says, yes, Sarah, I really wanted it to be Arya. Yeah, I think it just would have made a lot of sense. And I think if we were to do a poll of who everyone that watched PLL thought AD was, I think the majority result would be that, you know, the majority of the fans thought it was Arya. So I think that they would have been very happy for it to be Arya. And quite frankly, as much as I said, as I wanted it to be Mona, I would have been fine with it being Arya. It would have made a lot of sense, unlike Alex. But anyway, just got to move on from that before, you know, I go through some really crazy like PTSD from the PLL finale, because that really affected me more than it should have. Granted, I mean, let's be real, guys. It's a TV show. It shouldn't have affected us as much as it did, but it really did. It really tugged at our heartstrings and put us through a wide range of emotions. And that is really good TV for you when a series can do that. Maria O'Connor says, so many clues to point to Ren as Charles. My money was on him. Yeah, like I totally thought it too. From the moment we first saw it with the blocks, I think Spencer was dreaming it or something. We saw the blocks spell out Charles. That was my first thought. Charles is Ren. And yeah, then they made it CC, and it was just, as I say, you know, the transgender thing, it was a great platform to do it on, but just Ren made more sense, a lot more sense than Cece. Tori says, Melissa met up with Jenna and Sydney at the picnic table, right? Oh, was that confirmed, Tori, that it was Melissa? I mean, it makes sense if it was Melissa, but there you go. I honestly don't recall if that was confirmed. Sarah says, like, I was so sad that they didn't put effort into it. Always hoping it was one of the actual layers. That would have been a great twist for me. Yeah, exactly right. Completely agree. And, you know, I have to, you know, absolutely emphasize what you're saying there. They didn't put effort into it. And I think that was one of the most frustrating things for me, and I think for a lot of other people, is they built up such a massive fan base for PLL, and then they just dumped this, let's be honest, this really crap finale on us that, you know, it could have just been so much better if we went into the writing team and we wrote the finale. It would have been better. But you know, so I completely agree with that. And yeah, if it was one of the layers, it would have just been the ultimate betrayal, which to me would have been fantastic to see. Tori says, nosy bitches. Yes, that's right. That's what he wrote. I'm just having a bit of trouble scrolling here. Oh, yeah, nosy bitches A. Yeah, that's what he wrote. So the way he wrote nosy was written in the English way rather than the American way, which had a lot of people thinking that it was Ren. Guys, just once again, I want to apologize for the quality of the video. I'm sorry if it's not the best. I don't know if it's my internet or what's going on there, but you guys haven't been complaining so far, and I really appreciate that. But if it is a really big problem and you'd like to switch to audio, just let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to leave it how it is and, you know, just deal with it. I did what I could. I tried. We're here. Let's keep on keeping on. President A says, looking back, though, when Ezra first met Ren at the airport with looking back, thought when Ezra first met Ren at the airport with Spencer and Alex, Spencer/Alex in season 7. Yeah. Yes. So that was a massive scene, and I was convinced that that was Spencer. And gosh, I'm recalling like all the videos that I did, and I recall making a big rebuttal about that and saying that it was Spencer, and, you know, like, what's to stop Spencer from going home and changing and just meeting Ren there and not telling the girls, because let's face it, all of the girls had secrets that they kept. So, you know, what's to stop that from being Spencer? But yeah, turns out not the case. Now, I hope you guys, obviously I've talked about PLL for a very long time, so interesting that I bring it up now that the show's over. But I hope the Americans out there don't mind that I say Spencer, because in Australia we pronounce it Spencer and not Spencer. So yeah, hope that there's no issues with that. Anyway, let's move on. Sarah says, they were always the ones being tortured and blackmailed, and as if they wouldn't have dropped that bombshell that one of the liars was doing that to herself and her friends. Yeah, exactly. Like, I completely agree with you there, Sarah. Sorry, I just lost your comment, but it's come back now. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree, and I think it would have been best reveal. And the fact that they not only didn't go there, but they went with someone we didn't know. I just don't know what was going through Marlene's mind, really. Sarah also says there were actually some really convincing RAA clues. I was hoping, but no. Yeah, so I remember even telling you guys, I don't know if it's still active or not, and if it is, let me know. But there's a website, I think that's called ariaisa.com, and gosh, it was so extensive. Like, the theories that they had, and matching with all these clues that they'd come up with, it really made it look like Aria was A. It was very convincing. There you go. President A says, I thought it was Uber A was Melissa Hastings. You know what? I would have been totally fine with it being Melissa. I always felt that there was something off about Melissa. I loved the actress who, you're gonna have to forgive me, you guys know I keep forgetting her name, but I loved the actress that played Melissa, because she did a really good job. But I just felt with the character there was always something off about her. So I think it would have been great if it was Melissa, but didn't end up being the case, unfortunately. Tori says, I wish that Alex would have been playing Spencer since the beginning, and then we found out the real Spencer is A. You know what, Tori? I completely agree with you. That would have been a massive shock, but it would have been a fantastic reveal. So yes, I completely agree with you. It would have been much better to reverse the situation, for sure. President A says they knew who AD was for 2 years. Well, that's what they say, President A. My theory is that Marlene knew for 2 years it was going to be Ren, and then suddenly she just made it Alex, because of the fact that Ren couldn't be there because of his scheduling. But yeah, if they knew for 2 years it was going to be Alex Drake, the lead up to it was just terrible, having known for 2 years. Maria Ann says Marlene should have had a contest for fans to write the finale, since she took their ideas from theories anyway. Agreed, Maria Ann. How much better would that have been? Like, you know, we had so many better theories anyway, so it would make for a great finale. It would have been a great competition. Like, yeah, completely agree. Sarah, sorry, Sarah, I'm getting to you. Where am I? There we go. Sarah says, Tori, I was hoping they gave us a final twist, that it was actually the twin as the nice one and the real Spencer was A, or something as well. I agree. I would have liked if Spencer was you know, like in, say, the first season or even the first and second season, and then it swapped. So we had something in the timeline where we went, you know, suddenly it wasn't Spencer, suddenly it was Alex. But either way, I do think that would have been a much better reveal. Devereaux's back. Hi, Devereaux. Been a while since I've seen you. Great to have you back. Says, hi, guys. Long time ago. Still not ready for this. Oh, sorry, Devereaux. Yeah, just thought we'd go down memory lane. But I completely understand. I would not have been ready for this about a month or two ago. I am now. But great to have you here in the room anyway. Maria Ann says there's no issues with how you pronounce Spencer, or anything else. Really, you're fine. Oh, Maria Ann, thank you so much. I just thought I would say it because obviously with the difference in accents between Australians and Americans, you guys pronounce your ERs in the way I see it correctly, as an not an So, yeah, but thank you, Maria Ann. I really appreciate that. President A is saying Tori DeVito. That's the one. Thanks, you guys. You're amazing. Always reminding me. Yes, Tori DeVito. Absolutely loved her. Thought she was fantastic. If anyone knows what Tori DeVito is doing at the moment, please let me know. I'd love to watch her in another show or another film or something. I think that would be great to see. Tori says, so Perfectionists, who is going to watch? Look, Tori, I am going to watch the first episode of Perfectionists, and I'm just going to see how it goes. I am going to have to keep in mind that I can't always trust Marlene, but then again, Marlene, generally speaking, will produce a really good first episode of a season or first episode of a series. If we think back to the very first episode of Pretty Little Liars, it was a really good, for me, it was a really, really good episode. So I feel like the premiere episode for Perfectionists will be really good. I'll watch the first one and I'll go from there. What about you guys? And certainly I will cover Perfectionist on this channel from the first episode and sort of take it from there and see how we go. So if you guys want to watch it and then talk about it on here, I'm totally fine with that. President A says, a blind girl and a horse knew it was Alex. I know, right, President A? Oh, that was something that took me a while to get over. Like, oh, so ridiculous. And just ridiculous the way that it was done, especially with Jenna. Like, all of a sudden, Toby, you know, I don't think Spencer. Like, I mean, come on. Deborah says, that's the one thing I was happy with. It wasn't Ren. All those people who were convinced he was, it was so nasty, didn't want them to be right. Yeah, so, I mean, some people are happy that it wasn't Ren, and some people, of course, not happy. But I would have preferred Ren over Alex. But if it was someone we knew, I would have preferred someone else to Ren. So, yeah, I only say that I would prefer Ren because of what we end up getting in the end. Where are we? Maria Ann says, I'll probably watch the first episode because I'm curious. Yeah, so I think, you know, most of us who watch the show will be curious enough to watch the first episode and see what happens from there. And then, as I say, if you guys want to talk about it, comment below and let me know after the first episode. I'm more than happy to do that. Hopefully my visual will be fixed by then. Sarah says, Spencer. Yeah, exactly. That's how we pronounce it in Australia. President A says, perfect time to switch Spencer and Alex was when Spencer was in Radley. Yes, President A. Yes, that would have been so awesome. Because you guys remember that scene, and I loved it so much. The hidden scene that we saw later on where Mona went to visit Spencer and she gave Spencer the opportunity to join the A team, well, Cece's, I guess, A team at the time. That was really awesome. What a perfect time that would have been for them to switch places. Yes, President A, all the way. Maria O'Connor says, I'm the same with Perfectionist, looking forward to it and hoping for the best. And I think that's all we can do at the moment is really just hope for the best, but be mindful that Marlene thinks she writes romantic love letters and yet rather she writes breakup letters. So, you know, just being mindful of that and cautious, but at the same time, definitely hoping for the best. I think that's a good way to go. Deborah says, excuse me, my voice. I just might take a very quick sip here. Where's MC? Telling me to hydrate. A big hi and hello to MC. Okay. Of course, my Vanilla Coke still don't have a sponsorship, so if you guys have heard anything about my sponsorship, maybe it got lost in the mail, let me know. Deborah, I'm getting to yours, Deborah. Okay, I'm going to watch it illegally, the first episode, still to scorn to give Marlene legal watch time. Yeah, can totally understand that, Deborah. Totally agree with you. Yeah, exactly right. Tori says, I think I'm going to give Marlene the first season, but I will drop the show the instant she makes a terrible reveal. Tori, I completely agree with what you're saying. The moment Marlene just does something wrong, I will be completely done. But I will say, having seen Famous in Love, and it was not a mystery show until the finale, I actually liked Famous in Love, and I know it just sounds so wrong, but I did like Famous in Love. Is it coming back? If anyone knows that Famous in Love is, or even has, and I've missed it, coming back, let me know, because I did like that show. So, you know, she can do okay. But if Perfectionist is a mystery show, yes, completely agree. The moment she makes a terrible reveal, I'm out. Okay. Maria Ann says, Tori DeVito is on a show called Chicago Med. Oh, there you go. Certainly going to have to look that up. I'm not really a, what do you call it, like medical drama fan. I'm guessing that's a medical drama. But I will certainly give it a go if it has Tori DeVito in it. So I'll have to look that up. Tori says, the sad part is I've looked into the show and I already have a good idea of my theories. Lol, I love that you already know what some theories are. That's so awesome. I'm thinking about doing theory videos on the Perfectionist. Oh, Tori, you so should. If you do, let me know. Can't wait to see them, Tori. I think that'll be fantastic. Deborah says, I would love to see that, Tori. Yay! Maria Ann says, I saw a vanilla Coke chapstick the other day and thought of you. Oh, Maria Ann, that is so awesome. I mean, I have a chapstick right here, but seriously, if I could get a vanilla Coke one, I would love that. I should try and research that once we get off here and see if I can order it. That is so cool. Tori says, I love Famous in Love, #rage. It just came back. Oh, so it is back. Oh, thank you, Tori. I will have to get on to watching it. Do we know how many episodes in we are? Certainly let me know. Deborah says, yes, new season coming back with Bella Thorne. Wonderful. Definitely looking forward to seeing it. I just thought, for the sake that it was not a mystery, and if you guys saw the first season, I think you'll know what I mean when I say the finale made it look like we're going to have a mystery now, but for the majority of the time, it was not a mystery at all. It was just a normal show, and because of that, Marlene did a really good job with that. Tori says, 3 episodes in on Famous in Love. Oh, wow. So I've got 3 episodes to catch up on. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing tonight or tomorrow, depending on when I get a chance to watch it. Awesome. Definitely looking forward to that. So, yeah, so I guess the point there is that Marlene has proven that when she really thinks about it and, you know, it takes her time to produce something good, she does produce something really, really good. So now, you guys, the next question I'm going to ask you, because, you know, we all know that there were bad moments in Pretty Little Liars, and I will get to them maybe if we have time. But what I want to know from you guys is, what were some of your favorite moments in the show? And it can be anything. It could be a favorite moment because it was funny. It could be a favorite moment because it was cute. It could be a favorite moment because it was a really awesome reveal. What were some of your favorite moments in the show? Let me know. Maria Ann says, this has nothing to do with PLL, but it was snowing a few days ago in Pennsylvania. Just a moment. And now yesterday and today are over 80 degrees Fahrenheit and are melting. We skipped spring. Mother Nature's drunk. Yeah. So I had heard that, Maria. Some of my friends at work have friends that are in America, and they were telling me that you guys were still having snow. Unbelievable. And, you know, as you're saying now, over 80 degrees Fahrenheit, amazing. I'm sort of used to all different types of weather where I am in Melbourne, in Australia. The weather changes constantly. I don't experience snow, but like seriously, in one day we can have rain, hail, really hot weather, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. And it's driving me insane. But there you go. So I hope that the weather kind of settles down for you guys over there in Pennsylvania. Good luck, Maria Ann. President A says, 2 of my favorite women on the planet are in Perfectionist, Janelle Parrish and Sophia Carlson. So Mona and Evie. Yay. Oh, Evie. Excellent. I didn't know she was going to be in Perfectionist. Well, actually, maybe I did know and I totally forgot. I have the feeling you might have told me this, President A, and I might have forgotten. That is so cool. Yay, I'm a little more excited that she's in there. I love the fact that they've got Mona, obviously. I feel like they put Mona in there to bring people from PLL to Perfectionist, and that definitely will work for me because of how much I love her. And same deal with Alison. But what I'm disappointed about, and a lot of us were discussing this when we first heard about Perfectionist, is how are they going to have Alison there and not have Emily? Like, what are they going to do there? That's going to be really, really weird. Tori says, same here in North Carolina. It was in the 40s last week, and now it's 80s. Wow, like, what's going on, you guys? That's just really crazy. Deborah says, the Ezra is AD reveal. Is something that you liked? Awesome. I think it was a really big shock to me, that Ezra's AD reveal. I remember watching it with my friend. You guys remember me and my friend doing one of those PLL videos, Nathan, we were watching it together. And when I saw that reveal, I was very angry. I was shocked, definitely, because I did not expect to be Ezra. But then I was very angry, thinking, oh, how dare you, betraying Arya and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, definitely I can see how it would be one of the favorite things, because it was a massive reveal. It really was. Tori says, I love the way they actually revealed, just a moment, Tori, Alex to Spencer with the reflection, just the way they filmed it. It was beautiful. I completely agree. And I watched the reactions, like, because people film their reactions and put them on YouTube. And I remember watching the reactions literally to see the reveal of when she drops her arm. And people were just freaking out because, of course, it was confirmation of a twin. But yeah, so I would agree with you. I didn't like that it was Alex, but I would agree that that was, like, well done. The way that they revealed that, that was done very, very well. Sarah says, favourite moment was back in season 1 where the suspense and mystery was high and it was all exciting. Yeah, like, I agree with that as well. And I think for me, season 1 until the Mona reveal, which I think was about season 3, and again, I have to say, for me, not having read the books, didn't think about Mona at all, that to me was really exciting. And then all, you know, culminating in the reveal of Mona, I think that was all just so well done. And anyone who says that A wouldn't torture themselves, like we were saying about Arya could have been AD, look at Mona. Mona went out of her way to torture herself during those first couple of seasons to take us and the liars off the track. So, you know, it can definitely happen. But yeah, I would agree with that, Sarah. The first, whatever it was, like, for me, 2 or 3 seasons were really, really good. But definitely season 1 was fantastic. And I'll never forget Troyan saying in an interview where she had that scene, I'm sure you guys will remember it better than I do right now, but there was a scene she was doing where she was outside in a 2-piece bikini and it looked hot, but it was actually really cold. And it was so cold that they had to actually put, like, what was it, like foundation or whatever, something on her because she was, like, looking too pale. Actually, that had to actually add color to her, so she looked like it was really hot outside. But there you go, some of the things that happens behind the scenes, just really interesting. Deborah, I'm getting to your comment, says, but how they went after that with it, not okay. Still a free man who had sex and all with a minor. Yeah, so there were a lot of people that had opinions on that. I think that was one of the biggest scandals, was that in reality it would not have gone anywhere near as smoothly, and Ezra definitely would have and should have been in jail. I think the one thing that we sort of came to, or at least I feel like the consensus here on comment below and let me know, was this is a show. And we just have to focus on the fact that PLL is a complete, like, Rosewood is a completely different world to the real world, clearly. But yes, I do understand where you're coming from on that one. Maria Ann says, I loved when Hannah and Caleb, sorry, I'll get there in a moment. Loved, oh, it's just flying by. I loved when Hannah and Caleb got together. Yeah, I agree. I think that was really perfectly done. I don't know why, for some reason, I'll never forget that scene where Hannah jumped into the shower with Caleb to hide from her mum. I just found that really adorable. But yes, I did like when they got together as well. I think, you know, there were some couples that were suited to each other. I did feel, and, you know, I'll stand alone on this and I'm happy to, but I did feel that towards the end of the season, Spaleb was an okay couple. I was actually okay with them. But I agree with you that when Hannah and Caleb first got together, yes, I found that really beautiful. Tori says, and the whole episode where they finally find Ali and she tells the girls what happened. Oh my gosh, yes, so good. Is that the Did You Miss Me? Oh, that was so good. Did you miss me? So good. Tori also says Shay Mitchell is doing a series. She is. Oh, with Marlene called Heiress, and she will be able to schedule her appearing in Perfectionists probably. Oh, because she's doing it with Marlene. That makes perfect sense. There you go. Oh, wonderful, Tori. President A says, loved all the Halloween episodes or Toby's reveal. Oh my gosh, Toby's reveal was probably the most heartbreaking reveal ever for me because of how much I love Spencer and I loved their relationship. I liked Spaleb towards the end, but for the majority, I loved Spoby. It broke my heart so much, but it was an epic reveal for sure. And considering that there were other options, like I think it was Caleb and the one that was with Emily, and I've finally forgotten her name, Paige. There we go. Emily and Paige were other options for that. I think that they went with the right reveal being Toby. Toby was the best reveal they could have gone for. Maria Ann says, really, Tori, I didn't know Shay was doing another show. Yeah, I didn't either. So that's really, really cool. I think I heard something about RSS a while ago, but I hadn't heard anything recently. So that's really cool. Maria Ann also says, I loved when they went to Ravenswood too. Yeah, when PLL went to Ravenswood, I completely agree. I did not really enjoy Ravenswood the show, but I did like when PLL went to Ravenswood. That was a really good one episode, right? I think it was like one. Well, if it's the one thing about the graveyard and all that, I think that was one episode. They went a few times, but that's the episode I'm thinking of. Tori says they are still writing the script last I heard. For heiresses, are you talking about? Okay, no problems. It'll be interesting to see what happens when it comes out. Maria O'Connor says, sorry guys, your comments are flying by, which is so awesome. Please keep it going. Says, I also love the Alex reveal in the mirror. I was shouting at the TV, Twinser, it's happening. The Alex reveal mirror. Yes. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, and there were quite a few people, it really surprised me, that loved the reveal, which is really great. Like I've said it all along, I have my opinion, you guys have yours, and there were a lot of people that actually really loved the reveal. So there you go. Deborah says, yes, I love the Ravenswood thing. I always love a good paranormal twist. Yes, I do agree. One thing, speaking of like sort of paranormal, or even I guess I would say sci-fi here, one thing that a lot of people didn't like but I loved was in the CC reveal, that whole hologram thing with the machine and all that. I loved that. I thought that was done really, really well, as much as I hated the CC reveal. But yes, I loved the paranormal thing. That was really cool. I'm all about supernatural shows, as you guys know, so any sort of time they could implement anything like that into PLL, I really love that personally. But I know there were a lot of people who didn't like that, but there you go. Sarah, I'm going to get yours. I hope it doesn't jump. Yay! Okay, Sarah says, I also loved seeing Hannah's character grow and progress. Yes, completely agree. I feel like Hannah has come potentially the furthest of all the girls. And do not forget that the girls really underestimated Hannah a lot of the time. She's very smart, very intelligent, but she was very much underestimated. And I did think at one point that Hannah could have been AD, particularly when we saw that scene of Hannah on her cell phone trying to deal with something. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was she was organizing a hotel or something. Wow. Like I have not seen PLL since the finale, and I'm remembering her, she's outside on her cell saying, you do this job for me and then you forget me and we go our separate ways. Something like that. If someone remembers what that scene was, let me know. But yeah, absolutely, completely agree. I thought Hannah's growth throughout the series was one of the biggest that I saw, along with the other girls as well. But I think Hannah really surprised me. Emily, I don't think grew as much as the others. You know, she had some big moments, like with Nate and all that, but I feel like Hannah really did grow quite a bit throughout the season. Series, not season, series. President A says, a PLL trivia PLL trivia, yay! Who found the song the PLL used as its theme song? And Tori has answered, and yay, I know she's right. It was Ashley Benson. That's so cool. I'm so happy for Ashley that she did that. Yay, it was Ashley. Well, so many comments. Woo. Maria, and like, I feel like we're back. Don't you guys feel like we're back in our like regular chats? And I feel like I'm saying, so next week, like, what do we think is going to happen? I'm just really excited, which is so good. Maria Ann says the age of consent in, I think PA is Philadelphia, if I'm right, where PLL took place is 16. So as long as Ezra wasn't her teacher, it was legal, which is crazy. Yeah, it is quite crazy. I completely agree with you. Tori says, Marlene said in an interview that the Alex Mary in the Mona's dollhouse thing, yep, will be revealed in the first episode of Perfectionists. No way! That is so cool! Now I'm even more excited to see it. Yay! Because I loved, as I told you guys, I didn't really love the finale, but I loved that scene so much. So, yay, so happy. President A, Shower Harvey. Oh gosh, Shower Harvey and killed in the shower. Poetic justice. Really, it was. I'm sure we found out who killed Sarah Harvey, but you know what? Can someone tell me who killed Sarah Harvey? Just remind me. There's trivia from my end. Who killed Sarah Harvey and put her perfectly in the shower? And I don't mean Marlene King and her team of writers. Maria Ann says, of course, she says they'll be revealed to draw people in and then give us nothing again. Yeah, so obviously we don't know if we can trust her. And Maria Ann, your comment is completely valid. We don't know, you know, she's honestly broken our hearts so many times and lost our trust, or we've lost, you know, trust in her. So you're right, it could be that it doesn't happen, but if it does, that will be so awesome. So we'll just have to see. Deborah says, oh my God, do you watch Supernatural? Really my favorite show of all time. I know not the right timing, but if you do watch and could do a live chat, I would definitely join. So Deborah, I love Supernatural shows. I have seen, I think, 2 seasons of Supernatural, the first 2, but it's not really my cup of tea because I found it, compared to other Supernatural shows I've seen, I found Supernatural to be very mortal compared to other ones that I've seen. Now, as I say, I saw only the first 2 seasons. That may have changed. But, you know, when I compared that to, say, Charmed, The Witches of East End, and other, you know, Secret Circle and other magical shows that I've seen in the past, Supernatural was very mortal-like to me, and I didn't enjoy that. But one of my best friends loves that show. She does not do live chats on YouTube, but if she did, I'm sure she would do it all the time. Tori says, Shower Harvey? Yes, Shower Harvey. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's not moving. Yeah. Sorry, guys. One sec. Where are we? Sarah says, oh my God, couldn't deal with Shower Harvey. Found her quite annoying. Yeah, I mean, and clearly she got her nickname for all the right reasons because she was always, so like it's Legally Blonde, in the shower. Just always in the shower. It was very wrong. And it just made her very suspicious. And I think if Marlene were to use the argument, we picked AD because we knew no one would guess, sorry, picked Alex to be AD because we knew no one would guess Alex, she did the opposite with Sarah Harvey. She made Sarah Harvey shady AF the whole way through. So, you know, it wasn't really, to me, a massive surprise that she was on the team. If anything, it was a massive letdown that she was on the team. Tori says, hey guys, I hate it, but I have to go. Love you all. No, that's totally fine, Tori. Thank you so much for being here. Just to let you know, Tori, I am planning on doing a Shadowhunters update tomorrow, so I'll try and get that video out for you as soon as I can. But thank you so much for being here, Tori. Very much appreciated. Deborah says, am I the only one feeling sad for Shower Harvey? Maybe. I didn't mind when she was hooking up, and by hooking up I mean like working together, hooking up with Jenna. I liked that. And then when she tried to tell Emily what was going on, I liked that. But for the most part, especially when she was living with Emily, I hated her. Okay. Everyone's saying bye to Tori. We love you, Tori. Bye. And thank you for being here, Tori. Maria O'Connor says Noel killed Shower Harvey. She's still a mystery to me. Where did Cece meet her in the first place? Good question. I'll answer in a sec. But I just want to get back to your first part of what you said. Noel killed Shower Harvey. That's right. Jenna revealed that. See, it's coming back to me slowly. Jenna told the officer Marco that Noel killed Sarah Harvey, and Marlene said we have to take that as the gospel truth. So that's absolutely right. There you go. Wow. Gosh. And what about that scene with Noel and when he died? Whoa, like that whole scene in that blind school, I thought that was quite epic. I love that. Except for the fact that why did they shoot Spencer of all the people? You know, that could have been a place for them to replace her. Shoot Spencer in the leg and then somehow swap her for Alex. But anyway, where did CC meet her in the first place? Shower Harvey. Radley? Oh, I want to guess Radley. I know that Sarah Harvey was in the first episode, which is really weird. But you look at that reveal and how Sarah Harvey ended up being black veiled. To me, that is so comical. I mean, really? She was there all that time and we just didn't know? It's kind of hard to swallow. But I'm going to go with Radley. I don't know. Deborah says, I understand it has 13 seasons now, Supernatural, and grew so much. Hang on a sec, going back. If I had to choose never, ever any more PLL Supernatural, I wouldn't think twice. Yeah, so that's really good. Look, I'll talk to my friend about it and see what she says. She knows me quite well, so she'll know if it'll be worthwhile for me to keep watching it. But if it has improved, then you know, maybe I could get back into it. Who knows? Because I do love my supernatural shows, as I said, like Charmed and Secret Circle and Shadowhunters, Magicians. Obviously, are out currently. Magicians just finished, so I love all that sort of stuff. So you know, we'll have to see. President A says, love the Dollhouse episode, Mona as Allison. Yes, how great was that reveal? I'd say possibly one of my most favorite moments when she took off the mask and it was Mona. Because, of course, up to that point, we were led to believe that Mona was dead. I really held on to so much hope that she was alive, though. But I was like, oh my god, Mona! Remember how I used to have that scream squeal? It's like, wow. This show really toyed with our emotions. Deborah says, Dollhouse episode was a classic. It so was. It was what I will always call Saw light. And I loved that. I loved that PLL went there. They did so well. Sarah says, I thought the Dollhouse was quite cool. Yeah, it really, really was. So a lot of votes for the Dollhouse here. If we ever had a PLL like awards ceremony, the Dollhouse episode I'm sure would win awards for sure. Maria O'Connor says, lol, Noel's death was indeed epic. Yeah, definitely. And, well, let's be real. He sort of, I don't want to say killed himself, because that just sounds completely wrong, but he actually made it happen because he fell, which I really appreciate that technically the girls didn't kill him, technically. But yeah, it was epic for sure. And I love that guy, Brandon, isn't he Brandon Doherty or something? Gosh, loved him in the show. It was so sad that he had to die, but it was very epic, definitely. Maria Ann loved the Dollhouse as well. Maria Ann, it's a head. It's a real head. Yes. Yes. Maria O'Connor, Mona as Allison was one of the best reveals. It so was. Oh my gosh. So, you guys, here's the deal. Normally, I was thinking I'll go for about an hour, which would mean that I would be ending the chat now. But if there is anything else you guys really would like to talk about, we can keep talking for a few more minutes or like 15 more minutes. That's fine. But if you guys are happy to end it here, we can do that too. So I'm sort of open to whatever you guys want to do. But short and sharp, what was your least favorite thing about PLL? Let me know. Let's get that out the way and make sure that we actually say that. What was your least favorite thing about PLL? It does not have to be Alex Drake, although that is mine, but it does not have to be that. It can be whatever you want it to be. Deborah says, can I ask one question? Which character would be your favorite AD ending? Yes, you can, Deborah. And my answer would be Mona. Because when Marlene said that the show was going to come full circle, to me, unlike what it actually was, which was really crap, to me, full circle was back to A number one. So to me, it just made a lot of sense that Mona would be AD, and just a lot of things that happened seemed very Mona-esque, and the way that Mona was idolizing the game board, I just kept thinking, Mona's AD. It just makes a lot of sense that she is. So for me, I wanted it to be Mona. Maria Ann says, Marlene was my least favorite. High five, Maria Ann. It's a good one. Deborah says, ha ha ha, nice one, Maria. Have to go with Marlene. Yeah, Marlene too. Yeah, I can understand that, you guys, for sure. Here's another question, you guys, since I'm coming up with them now. What was one thing that took the longest time to get out of your head? So something that just kept repeating itself in your mind from PLL. And I'll tell you my answer. My answer is that freaking doll in the freaking cupboard at the freaking shop that's like, follow me, end up like me. That just stayed in my head for the longest time. And I can't believe that I still remember it now. But that stayed in my head constantly. Follow me, end up like me. It's really weird, but yet funny, because you know those what do you call them, Child's Play Chucky films. I find them really funny rather than really scary. So seeing this doll, I just found it so funny. But anyway, Ezra is AD, says Deborah. Yep, certainly was a massacre reveal, and definitely really upset me. So there you go. Sarah says, Ali getting boring. I didn't like that. She lost her spark in the show. Yeah, I completely agree with that. She became rather docile in the show, where at the beginning, you know, the whole "that's immortality, my darlings," Ali was certainly a lot more, you know, bitchier, very much like a mean girl sort of thing. And definitely changed. And I remember, what's that song? Is it Begin Again? Yeah, when they were playing Begin Again by, I can't remember the name of the lady that sings the song, but anyway, Platten, Rachel, is it Rachel Platten? And Ali's getting ready to go back to school, and you can just see this major difference already. Like, she's just such a different person, and it makes sense because of what she went through, but she just was never the same again, which is sort of sad. Deborah says, I'm still obsessed with Ezra. That is so cool. Does anyone know what I don't even remember his name anymore. How sad is that? I don't remember most of the cast's name. It took me forever to remember Emily's name, which is sad. But does anyone know what the guy that played Ezra is doing nowadays? That'd be interesting to know. Maria Ann says that girl that showed up in a Halloween episode that Hannah's mum was talking to. Yes. What was with that? I mean, and then I think Marlene said in that interview with E, oh, you know, that was nothing. You know, that was just for the Halloween episode or whatever she said. That really upset me because it felt like it was a clue to something and it was nothing. How annoying. Yes, Maria Ann, completely agree. Deborah says, oh, yes, that creepy little girl, which hadn't that much to add to after all, but was one of the biggest conspiracies. Exactly right. So annoying. Sarah says, like, sure, Ali could have lost her bitchy streak, but she lost her whole personality along with it. Yeah, I know. Like, you're right. Like, she just became, I don't know, like, nothing. It was just, oh, yeah, really sad. Like, all the life was drained out of her. Just really sad. Deborah, Ian Harding. Thank you, Deborah. That's right. Yeah, Ian. Does anyone know what Ian's doing at the moment? I can't believe I'm forgetting all these people's names. I used to know them all off the top of my head. Oh, gosh. This is going to kill me. What is Mona's name? That is so bad. What is Mona's name? Janelle Parrish. Okay. See, it's been that long. That's why now is the best time to be doing this chat, because I've forgotten enough to be able to do the chat. Okay, Sarah says, oh my God, the Ghost Girl, why didn't they add more to that? Yeah, they really should have, Sarah. Yeah, it really felt like it was meant to be a lot more than it was. Maria O'Connor says, Mona's reveal saying to Spencer, congratulations, you figured it out, was one of my favorite scenes. And I completely agree with that. I think that was my favorite scene. Like, that, I loved PLL from day one, as you guys know, because of Holly Marie Combs, and then I grew to love the show. But then when Mona said, "Congratulations, you figured it out," that was my biggest jaw-dropping favorite moment of, oh, this is so cool. Like, it was a really great reveal. It was so good. So yes, Maria O'Connor, I completely agree with you. President A says, least favorite part of PLL was Allison for the pilot to series finale. Okay, yeah, there you go. I think Allison was necessary. Well, obviously she was necessary for the sake that she disappeared and all that stuff. But I think nonetheless, if you look at her in flashbacks, she was necessary because, you know, we needed that character that you love to hate. And especially in the first season, when you look at all the flashbacks, you know, there were those who loved Ali, and there were those who loved to hate Ali. So they did really well with that. President A says, Shauna ATs. Yeah, oh, look, that really upset me. I don't think Shauna was A. What do you guys think? Like, I'll certainly open that up to you guys to tell me what you thought, but I think that Shauna was just doing something for Jenna, and she was never A. But what do you guys think? Let me know. For me, I can't say Shauna was A. It just doesn't work for me. Gabriella Delator, hello Gabriella, it's been so long, great to have you back with us. You guys, we really need to do like more PLL chats. It's just not the same without PLL. She says, oh my god, hi everyone, hi, so great to have you here. Everyone is saying hi to Gabriella because it has been so long. Sarah has to go. Bye, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, it's like midnight here in Australia, so that makes total sense, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Deborah is saying bye, bye, bye. Okay, President A says more talking about when she returned onwards. Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying there, because that was really, you know, I don't know, it didn't work, and she wasn't the same Allison. And if she was, like, I can understand, considering what she went through, that she wasn't going to be the same. But if she was the same Allison, you know, it would have been really epic. But I did love that scene where they were at the Fitzgerald Theatre and Allison was telling the girls, like, everything that had been going on and fitting together all the pieces and all that. I loved that episode with her and the girls. But yeah, when she came back and she had changed and all that, that was a real downer for sure. Maria Ann says, I think Ali was so bitchy because she always had a wall up and Emily finally knocked it down. Yeah, that makes sense. It does. Yeah, definitely I can understand that and agree to that as well. You know what, Deborah, you were asking earlier, at least I think it was you, so correct me if I'm wrong, who I would have liked to have been AD. And one name that I've said to people before and they've disagreed with me, but again, happy to be the cheese that stands alone. If it wasn't Mona, I would have loved, what do you guys think, for it to be I forgot her name, her first name, but Mrs. Hastings. I would have loved for her to be AD. I said it a few times in a lot of my other videos, like Spencer, it was me all along. I just think that would have been really awesome. I don't know why. I just think it would have been really awesome. But yeah, what do you guys think? Deborah says, if you knew the reveals from the beginning, would you still watch everything with all that knowledge? My first answer is no, but the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking I probably would. If I knew that Alex Drake, Spencer's twin, was going to be AD, I think I would have watched the last two seasons differently and gone, oh, okay, I wonder which one is Spencer and which one is Alex. So I think I still would have. But in saying that, I'm glad I didn't know that Mona was A, because that was just such an awesome reveal. So I'm glad I didn't know that. Marina O'Connor says, I hope bitchy Allison will be back for The Perfectionist. She plays the role so well. Yeah, Sasha Peterson is amazing. I have so much love for her. And I just couldn't believe the amount of hate that was put onto her, especially towards the end, because of her image and all this, like, just ridiculous nonsense that was totally unnecessary. But yeah, she does play it so well. And to think that she was younger than all the other girls and she was able to, play that role of Ali so well, so much credit to her. So I hope so as well. Hang on. Maria Ann says, now that song's in my head, the cheese stands on the cheese stands on. Nice. Gabriella says, yeah, it's been too long, but I saw you alive and I had to say hi to everyone. Oh, thank you, Gabriella. We missed you. No, it's great to have, the old group back, the OGs. Like, this is what we used to do here, talk about PLL. And you know what? I am not at all adverse to talking about PLL every so often if it brings all of us back together, because this just reminds me of old times. And it's just been so much fun for me this evening or this morning for you guys, depending upon where you are. What time is it where you are? I haven't asked you guys that for a while. Let me know what time it is where you are. And of course, add the AM and PM, just so we don't get confused. But right here, right now, it is 12:11 AM here in Melbourne, Australia. Maria O'Connor, I'm going to get to your comment. Sec says, I'd still watch Knowing Why I Do Now, as I really enjoyed all the seasons. Yeah, Maria, I completely agree. This, aside from the disappointing moments that happened throughout, all in all, and I have to, in my mind, delete the finale, but all in all, PLL was probably, I can say, the best show I've seen. It's really hard in my mind to beat Charmed because I'm a huge Charmed fan, but PLL, I think, beat it for me because it always had me on the edge of my seat, even when the show wasn't on. Like, I was always theorizing, and I've never theorized so much about a show when a show was off the air. So, when we have those mid-season breaks or whatever, or the breaks between the end of one season and start of another, oh my God, just so much theorizing and all that, and can't wait for PLL to come back and all this. Yeah, I hope that we get something like how fantastic PLL was coming up shortly. Maybe it'll be Perfectionists. Who knows? Deborah says, indeed, Mona's reveal was the only one I really loved. Yeah, completely agree on that one. President A says, I would have loved if AD was Emily. No one would have saw it coming, and it's someone we know. Yeah, so President A, I remember that video that I did about Emily as AD, and yeah, no one would have suspected it, and it just would have been a fantastic reveal because, I mean, it's Emily. Like, anytime I told people Emily's AD, like when I would talk to people about it, they would say, oh, no, it's not Emily. I mean, it's Emily. She just can't be AD. So I just think it would have been brilliantly done. And like you say, because it is someone we know, unlike Alex Drake. Maria O'Connor says, Emily would have been the biggest shock ever. Exactly right. President A says she was 12 in the pilot. Sasha Peterson was 12 in the pilot. Yeah, absolutely incredible for a 12-year-old actress to act the way she was. I don't know if Sasha had done anything prior to PLL. I haven't done the research, admittedly, but gosh, just amazing. No wonder they cast her because she was just brilliant. Okay, we're getting times coming up. Yay! Maria Ann says it's 10:11 a.m. in Philadelphia. So good morning, Maria Ann. President A, 11:42 p.m. So it's still evening over there where you are, President A, about 18 minutes away from, well, now 16 minutes away from midnight. Deborah says 16:12. Yeah, that's fine. So 16:12 converts to 4:12 p.m. Yeah. There you go, Deborah. So late afternoon, just about evening. So there you go, Deborah. Gabriella says, do you remember my boyfriend Mark? He brought me the book for the Lion Game thinking it was The Perfectionist. Oh, bless. Yes, I do remember us talking about your boyfriend Mark. And he thought he was doing the right thing. That's so sweet. It's not The Perfectionist, clearly, but it's the thought that counts, Gabriella. Maria Ann says, gosh, it beat Charmed for you. Yeah, I think overall it did, because as much as I loved Charmed, and like, don't get me wrong, it's always going to be like top 2, 3, 4, 5 at the most. Loved Charmed. PLL kept me on the edge of my seat all the time. So, yes, it did. Except for the finale. Charmed, any of the Charmed episodes beat the finale of Pretty Little Liars. Gabriella says 4:13 in Austria. Oh, fantastic. There you go. And Deborah is saying Holland. Oh, are you in Holland, Deborah? Oh, fantastic. Hoe gaat het met je? That's awesome that you're in Holland. Most of my mum's side of the family are still over there, which is lovely. All right, guys. Well, is there anything else that we would like to discuss before we go? It has been exactly 15 minutes since I said it last time. Yeah, I don't really know what else there is left to say at the moment, other than Deborah remembers my mum is a Dutchie. That's so awesome. I love that. Yeah, most of her side is still over there. So my mum and my Oma and Opa, which is Dutch for grandma and grandpa, are here in Australia, but everyone else is over in the Netherlands. Yeah, I just want to say, like, thank you so much to you guys for coming back. Like, this really has been exactly as the title suggests, a PLL reunion for us here at Comment Below and Let Me Know. You know, I've seen people in this chat that I haven't seen since we last spoke about PLL, and to me that is so amazing. So thank you so much. And if you guys would like to continue talking about PLL in the future, you know, you'd like to every so often just come back and do a random PLL chat, I'm more than happy to do it just because of how much fun it is. And I still feel like we can keep, you know, talking forever and oh, just hit something over there, don't mind me. We can talk forever and ever about PLL. So definitely I'm up for doing more of these chats. And Deborah is saying, I think I love these chats more than the actual watching. Oh, thank you, Deborah. That's so nice of you. Yeah, you know what? I agree. It's been so much fun. President A, a moment of silence. Yes, we will. We so have to do a moment of silence. Thank you, President A. We will. Deborah says, yes, moment of silence. Yes. Vintage CBALMK, you guys. That's so cool. Look, by the way, while we're here, I just want to say, you guys, I think some of you, if not most of you, were part of the CBALMK Facebook group that I had. I stopped that group, and, you know, I'm going to be completely honest, the reason was it really wasn't that active. So I thought, you know, we'll just leave it and keep it as the YouTube page. But our fellow CBALMKer, Skylar, has actually opened up her own CBALMK page on Facebook. If you have not joined the page, I do implore you to join the page because we are still over there, we are still talking, and it's great to just talk to everyone about PLL. I think I have most of you on Facebook, but if you haven't added me to Facebook, please feel free to do so because I love catching up with all of you as I have tonight. I've loved catching up with each and every one of you. Maria O'Connor says, loved all your chats and still watch them regularly. Thank you, Maria O'Connor. I really appreciate that. Maria Ann says, sweet dreams, Francois. Miss these chats. Sweet dreams to you, Maria. We will do a moment of silence. I just wanted to get through the comments first. Gabriella says, yes, these chats make me happy because it is like a nice little family. Everyone is so nice, aren't they, though, Gabriella? And I think that's what I love so much about Comment Below and Let Me Know is that everyone here is so nice and so respectful. We haven't had any issues. And anytime we've had issues with people who are disrespectful or whatever, they've been trolls anyway. So actual people here from Comment Below and Let Me Know have just always been so lovely. Marianne says, love this family. Yay. And Deborah says, true. Everyone was/is so nice. It's so true. So yeah, and you know what? If you guys are in contact with other people who are part of the Comment Below and Let Me Know family, on my behalf, please implore them to join the CBA LMK Facebook group. Because it'd be great to just, you know, catch up with everyone like we used to back in the day. And, you know, if there are times they can make chats, it'd be great to have them back again. But what we are going to do, thank you, President A, is we are going to have another moment of silence because it just seems right, doesn't it? It just seems right to have a moment of silence. So for today's moment of silence, you know what, I am just going to be thinking about everyone from Comment Below and Let Me Know, and the fact that, you know, quite a few of us came back here for today's chat. whether you came early and left or came late or whatever. Quite a few of us did come back here. There are some who weren't here tonight, but hey, maybe they'll be at the next one. So I want to have this moment of silence for comment below and let me know. And I can't believe I'm saying these words again. But the moment of silence starts now. Oh my God, that was so amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back or whatever. That was so cool. Thank you guys. You guys are so amazing. Once again, just from the bottom of my heart, you guys have made my night, and I just can't say that enough. And I know that you guys know that I'm completely genuine on these chats, and I'll say it how it is. But tonight has just been so special and so magical for me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here, for coming back to this reunion, because it's just been an absolute privilege and a joy. And this is why comment below and let me know will never die, because of you guys. The fact that you will come back and get involved in these chats and you watch the videos and you'll comment on them and whatever else. We are not just people who watch a YouTube video together. We are, in essence, a family with members all over the world. And I just love that so much. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you. I think we're going to end it there. But Deborah, I saw what you wrote and I am going to say it. So you're going to all say it with me? Because we have to say it because it's PLL, right? All right, guys. Here we go. I don't want to end this, but we're going to have to. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. 2 can keep a secret if one of them is a D. Bye, guys. Mwah. I'll see you soon. Bye.